afternoon. I'm honoured to have been asked to speak today on this proud and historic anniversary. Northern Ireland was created 100 years ago in 1921, and it's important to remember Northern Ireland came into existence as a result of the remaining 26 counties of Ireland breaking away from Northern Ireland and from the United Kingdom. Northern Ireland has never broken away. Northern Ireland has simply wanted to remain British. Throughout the 100 years that Northern Ireland has existed, there have been many attempts to destroy Northern Ireland. The Nazis tried in World War II. The Nazis failed. 25 years on, the IRA tried to bomb Northern Ireland out of existence. The IRA failed and they surrendered. Now, Northern Ireland faces a constitutional crisis, an existential crisis. Now, this crisis has its roots, let's not forget, in the Belfast Agreement, what's become known as the Good Friday Agreement. And in drawing up this agreement, the British government stated that there could be a border poll on the island of Ireland if a majority of the people there elected for it. Now, this offer was made for two reasons. One, partially to carry on the pretense that Irish nationalists feel that Northern Ireland isn't really British, and they'll all come to their senses soon. Wrong. Secondly, it was drawn up to counter the threat of continued terrorism. Now, bear in mind that this agreement only existed because the threat of terrorism was there. Without that threat, there would have been no Good Friday Agreement, there would be no Northern Irish Protocol. So fast forward 20 years, and the Brexit has happened. The UK has left the European Union. Northern Ireland, therefore, has left the European Union. Now, this has created an issue with transportation of goods between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK. Any other nation state would have a border, but we are told, of course, oh, you can't have a border, oh, no, you can't do that. That would threaten the Good Friday Agreement and risk a return to violence. This is the same warning we heard all throughout the Brexit campaign. Now, who's making these threats of a return to violence? It's not the IRA, it's the President of the United States of America. These warnings are coming from the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, the man who had to be reminded that Northern Ireland is part of the UK. It comes from EU officials every day. And most obscenely, these threats, these warnings come from ex-British Prime Ministers, John Major and Tony Blair. Where else in the world would this be allowed to happen? Where other countries' former leaders use the threat of mass murder to persuade people to back their political views? Disgraceful. So now we find ourselves with Northern Ireland partly in the EU and partly not. We find ourselves with the European Court of Justice having jurisdiction over Northern Ireland, in other words, one part of the UK, but not over the rest of the UK. This is a situation that should never have been allowed to happen. Yet again, this has come as a result of weak leadership from Westminster. It's caused Northern Ireland to be viewed, yet again, as an embarrassment. It's caused Northern Ireland to be viewed as a problem, something that Westminster just wish would go away. Well, my message to Westminster is very clear. Northern Ireland is not going away, not now and not ever. Now, as a result of this absurd political brinkmanship, Irish nationalists have renewed their calls for unification of Northern Ireland and the Republic. Time for another border poll. It's in the Good Friday Agreement. This is the agreement, let's not forget, that saw convicted IRA terrorists released from prison early, while to this day, literally, elderly British Army veterans face malicious prosecutions for actions fighting the IRA. What kind of agreement forces this madness in a country? Again, where else but in Northern Ireland would this be considered acceptable? I was asked this week, why do you want to speak about this issue? How does it affect you in Scotland? My answer to that is, this is an issue that's of concern to everyone in the United Kingdom. Any threat to Northern Ireland is a threat to the UK, our country. And it concerns Scotland in particular, because only this very week we saw that this insanity is exactly what Scotland faces if the SNP get their way. Angus Robertson, Scotland's Constitution Minister, said this week the case for a second independence referendum is backed by a pledge in the Good Friday Agreement. Robertson's not alone. Alba MP Kenny McCaskill told us this week Nicola Sturgeon may not have a referendum, it's been ruled out by the UK government, but there are other ways, said Kenny. Let me guess, Kenny, do those other ways involve the threat of violence so we don't do as we're told? Not good enough. So belatedly, happily, the UK government has come to the realisation that the Northern Irish Protocol is not fit for purpose. Brexit Minister Lord Frost has called for a new agreement to replace it. The EU, after telling everybody for years, no, there will be no amendments, they're not possible, they've come up with a series of amendments. Now, my call to Lord Frost is, stand your ground, ensure the EU approves all the amendments, and if they don't, trigger Article 16, scrap the Northern Irish Protocol. Now, all throughout this, the fact that political figures feel they can be so shamefully irresponsible when discussing this issue is a sign of the contempt with which unionists are treated. To quote John Major, throughout these discussions there has been breathtaking ignorance from those who believe themselves to be unionists. Oh really? The term unionist, the fact that we still use the term unionist, shows that those who oppose the breakup of the country have too much influence. To be factually precise, there is no union. The union took place hundreds of years ago. There is now simply a country. That country is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Now in this year, this happy historic year of 2021, the 100th anniversary of the creation of Northern Ireland, the message from the Scottish Coalition is clear. Scrap the Northern Irish Protocol. Bring an end to the border in the Irish Sea. End European Court of Justice jurisdiction over any part of the UK. End the constitutional wrangling. The future of Northern Ireland is not up for debate. 100 years on, Northern Ireland remains proudly British. In 100 years' time, Northern Ireland will still be proudly British long after the European Union's a dim and distant memory. Thank you all and happy anniversary, Northern Ireland.